This is the newsroom.
This is the newsroom for Friday, October 31, 2025. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV, NTN, and TARZEE TV in Bartica. In the headlines, billionaire businessmen Nazar and Azruddin Mohamed have been arrested and are being processed for extradition to the United States on gold smuggling and fraud charges. Residents of Parishara in the Rupununi are using carbon credit funds to boost local development, improving livelihoods under Guyana's low-carbon development strategy. The Salvation Army has launched its annual Christmas Kettle campaign, urging donations to support the less fortunate during the festive season.
Whether you pass a kettle on Regent Street, at the market, or in the mall, to pause, reflect and give.
Housing Minister Collin Croal says the government is tackling squatters who have already received land allocations as part of efforts to regularize settlements in Region 10. And in sport, West Indies sweep 2020 series against Bangladesh and GMR&SC promises improved viewing for spectators for this weekend's International Race meet. With the news, I'm Kurt Campbell. Thank you for joining us. First up, in a major development that has gripped both local and international attention, billionaire businessman Nazar Mohamed and his son Azruddin Mohamed have been arrested in Georgetown and are now being processed for extradition to the United States. The arrests come just weeks after the duo were indicted by a U.S. grand jury on a string of serious offenses, including gold smuggling, wire fraud, and money laundering. Nazar Mohamed and his son Azruddin Mohamed were on Friday granted bail in the sum of $150,000 each by Principal Magistrate Judy Lachman following an extradition hearing at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. The court also ordered that the men surrender their passports and report to the Rheinveld police station every Friday between 1300 hours and 1500 hours beginning November 7, 2025. They arrived at the Georgetown Magistrates Court escorted by police officers just hours after the arrest in Georgetown. The father and son were taken into custody early Friday morning by members of the Guyana Police Force Criminal Investigation Department and Special Branch acting under a warrant issued by the Georgetown Magistrates Court. According to the Attorney General Chambers, the arrests follow a formal extradition request from the United States government, which was submitted on October 30 under the extradition treaty between Guyana and the United Kingdom that remains in force. The U.S. request comes after the Mohammeds were indicted earlier this month in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida on 11 combined charges, including gold smuggling, conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, aiding and abetting, and customs-related offenses. Each charge carries a maximum penalty of up to 20 years in prison. The indictment alleges that between 2017 and June 2024, the Mohammeds conspired to defraud the government of Guyana by evading export taxes and royalties on more than 10,000 kilograms of gold worth over $50 million through falsified customs declarations and reused export seals. It also details an attempted shipment of $5.3 million worth of undeclared gold seized at Miami International Airport and the under-invoicing of a luxury vehicle valued at more than $680,000. Investigations by U.S. authorities reportedly began in the mid-2010 and cross-border cooperation dating back to 2016 and 2017. In 2014, the U.S. Treasury Department Office of Foreign Assets Control OFAC sanctioned the Mohammeds and their company Mohammed's Enterprise, citing allegations of tax evasion, trade-based money laundering, and gold smuggling. Then, in March this year, Guyanese authorities received a comprehensive dossier from U.S. counterparts under mutual legal assistance agreements containing detailed evidence of falsified export documents, undeclared shipments, and seized gold in Miami. Today's extradition proceedings were initiated after a team of attorneys led by King's Counsel Terence Williams, along with Herbert McKenzie and Celine Diedrich, presented an authority to proceed and an application for arrest warrants in keeping with the amended Fugitive Offenders Act. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandal has reaffirmed that Guyana stands ready to honor its international obligations and that due process will be followed. He has also dismissed claims of political motivation, noting that the alleged offenses span multiple years across both Guyanese and US administrations. Meanwhile, Azruddin Mohamed was also expected to appear before the Georgetown Magistrates Court today in relation to a separate local tax evasion case involving the Guyana Revenue Authority. The Mohameds will now be formally processed for extradition under Guyana's amended Fugitive Offenders Act. The law provides for multiple levels of appeal, starting with a High Court review, then the Court of Appeal, and ultimately the Caribbean Court of Justice, before any final surrender is made to the requesting state. Authorities are expected to release further details as this high-profile case develops. Communities across Guyana's hinterland are seeing the benefits of the low-carbon development strategy as funds from the sale of carbon credits are being invested directly in local development. In the Rupununi, the village of Parishara is among those putting the money to work, deciding their own priorities for the upliftment of residents. The newsroom recently spoke with Senior Councillor Marshall Dimitro, who explained how Parishara is using its share of the LCDS funds to strengthen community life and improve livelihoods.
The farm fencing, it came up at a community meeting where persons keep complaining about damage of farms by livestock. So to at least minimize the crop damage in the farms, the community decided to do farm fencing. The community also came up with the sanitary block, building of a sanitary block, because it was too unhealthy having pit latrines in the center. So the community decided at least we put a stop to it at least and build a sanitary block so that in events like athletic sports or ministerial visits, at least we have a system put in place where persons can use it. We also had the gardening projects for persons who already had started a garden project. They wanted some assistance, so we again at the community level we identified these persons and we assisted them with garden materials, chain link, tanks, water pumps, to at least to help them boost their product. We also did a hot meal, reason being the previous hot meal, it was an old building and it was taken over by bats and so on. And it wasn't safe for the children to be, fed at that condition, under such conditions. So again, the community came up again. It's our children, school children, hot meal. So presently they are using that building, and thanks again for such initiative from the government. Again, our children travel a distance of say 5 km, secondary schools, severe heat, rain, and a lot of damages to their school property. So the community decided again they buy a school bus, a TARZEE school bus, to at least help out with the transportation. Year to year, the villagers keep complaining about the village buses and other vehicles being parked at different homes. So what the community said, let's build this so that it can be at one place and for proper, safekeeping. So
like a garage?
Yeah, it's a barn/a garage. We try our best to share these benefits across the community.
With over 130 years operating in Guyana, the Salvation Army on Friday launched its 2025 Christmas Kettle Appeal to raise donations and help the less fortunate for the season. Christmas Kettle, also referred to as the Red Kettle due to its color, is the Salvation Army's most famous street campaign. Businessman and son of the advisory board president Nicholas Boyer said the generosity and kindness each donation brings will uplift those benefiting from it.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria, 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 in excelsis Deo. Gloria,
As the kettles appear across Georgetown and beyond, they will do more than collect donations. They will collect stories of persons who need a warm meal or children who joy in small things and gifts at Christmas. Family who feels dignity in difficult times. These are not just seasonal gestures. They are lifelines. The Salvation Army has long been a quiet force in our nation, serving without fanfare, responding without hesitation, whether through disaster relief, rehabilitation, or the daily support for the vulnerable. Their work here reflects the very best of who we are. But they cannot do it alone. So today I invite every Guyanese, whether you pass a kettle on Regent Street, at the market, or in the mall, to pause, reflect, and give. Not just because it's Christmas, but because we believe in lifting each other up.
The Guyana government continues to confront issues of irregular settlements and squatting across Region 10, even as it works to clear the backlog of housing applications and provide new home ownership opportunities. According to Minister of Housing Collin Croal, one irregularity faced by the Ministry of Housing is double dipping by squatters who have already been allocated land.
From a governmental level, push the whole aspect of giving persons an opportunity to own their home as quickly as possible, not having to have to go through the hassles of dealing on their own to find time off from work, for dealing with contractors and all the nuances that happen when you're building your own home. All of us are excited at what is to come, because in the expression of interest, we've also left we didn't give the parameter of the design. What we gave was the size of the houses, what they should, the criteria that they should satisfy. So many of them have been innovative in terms of their design. So you can be rest assured that those contractors that we'll be moving ahead with for the home construction, you will see new designs outside of what we normally do. Expediency is of a matter. I mean, we've said 40,000. That works out to 8,000 a year. Now, our year already start, right? Good. So by the time a few months for this year to be completed, by the time we do in terms of awards and those persons to mobilize, we'll have some time lost. So for the first year, we have to aim for more than 8,000 by year 2, that is. So it's a lot of work ahead, but we're up to the challenge, and the government is committed, as we've always been for the housing sector, to ensure that we also make a difference for persons and their lives.
Still to come, young entrepreneur Shaloma Escour strives with determination, while Regions 3 and 4 launch a mass drug campaign to fight Filariasis. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. Shaloma Escourse, a 21-year-old nail technician and hair braider, is the proud owner of Cassia Beauty Bar. Though her journey hasn't been easy, she never gave up and is a proud young entrepreneur today. She encourages other young people to chase their dreams, reminding them that with belief and support, anything is possible.
My name is Shaloma Escourse. I'm 21 years old. I'm a nail tech and I do hair, I braid hair for a living. I always was fond of doing hair and nails. I grew up seeing my mother doing it, so I was like, I always pick up nail polish and paint my friend them nail and stuff. But as I get older, I lose a little interest. But then I fall back loving it because I see how everything change up, the craft for it over the years change up. And it's like, you know what, I'm gonna try back this thing. At first, I used to doubt myself and say, you know what, nails ain't for me. I should just give up. There's the thoughts that die in my head all the time, right? So I was like, you know what? My mother was like, I complained to my mother and I told her, and she was like, girl, nothing is perfect. You got to continue practicing. Even when you want to give up, you practice till you make perfect. So I continue to practice. I watch videos. I even went and joined a cosmetology classes and I got better over time. I see myself as a big business owner, owning my own boutique hair salon and nail. Find something you love doing and make a living on it. It won't be perfect, but continue striving for greatness. I get something called practice by the way. And no matter how people try to bring you down, have confidence in yourself and always keep a positive attitude and work towards whatever is your dream. Working with people, it drains you because you gotta deal with the bossy boss man, the supervisor with attitude and always on your foot, and not for said talkative staff members. So dealing with all that just twist me focus on being by myself and being independent, and I can work 24/7 with myself and work a 9 to 5 with somebody else. It do have a support system out there, the Board of Industrial Training. I myself graduated from the cosmetology section. You guys can go and sign up or go at Ministry of Labor and ask and they will, help you out. Never doubt yourself in whatever you're going. Everybody's going through something. So whatever you're going through, just put God first and continue striving for greatness.
The Mass Drug Administration for 2025 to combat lymphatic filariasis was launched on Friday with regions 3 and 4 as the targeted areas. These are the 2 remaining regions where massive focus is still needed. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, Regional Health Officer for Region 4, Dr. Gavinash Prasad and Dr. Sheikh Hassan Supdio, the Medical Superintendent at the West Demerara Regional Hospital, shared similar sentiments about the importance of awareness and treatment for the disease to be eradicated.
You don't know whether you're a host to these worms because they take quite a long time to develop and for you to see complications.
You're going to have in excess of 600 and something persons out there who are going to be delivering the pills. And that's the most important aspect of our mission.
To eradicate this disease, it requires a united force, not just among healthcare staff and healthcare departments, but importantly is the public understanding and their participation of this movement.
When the newsroom returns, financial weather and bridge reports along with sport news. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. Now for a look at what's happening in sport. We're starting off with some cricket news. The West Indies completed a commanding 3-0 T20I series whitewash over Bangladesh today, securing the final match by 5 wickets. The triumph snaps a long streak of bad luck for the visitors, who had lost 7 consecutive bilateral T20I series coming into this contest. Bangladesh, after electing to bat, looked set for a challenging total, but suffered a dramatic collapse late in the innings. They tumbled from a comfortable 107 for 2 in the 15th over to be bowled out for just 151 runs in 20 overs. The chief destroyer was pace bowler Romario Shepherd, whose impactful spell included a hat-trick spread across 2 overs. Opener Tanzid Hassan's fight 89 proved insufficient against the sudden onslaught. Chasing 152, the West Indies innings got off to a shaky start, losing 3 wickets early. However, a superb stabilizing partnership between young Akeem Auguste and stand-in captain Ruston Chase turned the tide. The duo added a crucial 91 runs for the 4th wicket. Auguste, reaching his 50, was aggressive against the spinners, peppering the long side boundary with 5 sixes. Chase, also registering a half-century, showed composure, finding the boundaries across the wicket. Their measured approach ensured the target was reached comfortably in 16.5 overs. The winning margin of 5 sealed a morale-boosting series sweep for the West Indies. The Guyana Motor Racing and Sports Club, GMR&SC, has implemented facility upgrades to enhance the spectator experience ahead of this weekend's flagship international race meet the South Dakota Circuit. GMR&SC President Mahendra Rajbudu confirmed that the club has developed improved viewing points to give patrons a better perspective of the high-speed action. These improvements come as the GMR&SC looks to expand its capacity and potentially host a top-tier GT3 racing series starting in 2026. Budu stressed that these and future infrastructure enhancement depend on continued government support. The international race meet, which takes place on November 1 to 2, is expected to draw a large crowd eager to see the GT3 cars.
We are trying our best to give every fan an experience at the South Dakota Circuit. So we have built a new spectator mound on the extreme east side of the track where when you're sitting there, you can overlook at least 80% of the track. We have also have the infield where a lot of spectators like to go to. We have the mount by the gooseneck, it's on the outside. That accommodates a lot of spectators, the front straight. We have the shell stand, that we have other tents that would be there. So, and for washroom facilities, yes, we do have a lot. I think it's 20-something odd washroom facilities we are putting in place.
I think, Raja,
So, and that too, we are actually engaging the government with a lot more development, a lot of stands, a lot of bypass roads and all those things to put in place. So the government is supporting through the President of Guyana.
The West Indies men team ended a string of poor results by completing a 3-0 sweep clean of their T20 international series against Bangladesh on Friday. The victory marks a significant turning point for the side, which has lost its last 3 consecutive series against Australia, Pakistan, and Nepal, winning only 2 of those 11 matches. All-rounder Ruston Chase, who took over the captaincy for the final match after regular skipper Shai Hope was arrested, admitted the series win provided a much-needed emotional release for the squad. The comprehensive nature of the sweep suggests a successful tactical shift and the return to form for several key players, giving the team a much-needed confidence boost heading into their next international assignment.
I'm taking a lot of satisfaction from this series. It feels really great. As I said before, I've never come to Bangladesh and won any series, whether it be T20, ODI or Test. So it feels really good that we can finally achieve a series win. The plan was actually to just bat normal, 6-7 runs or over, up to around the 15th over. But as me and Akeem, we got in on the wicket, it became easier to play our strokes, and we were seeing the ball good and the ball was coming on nicely. I think that this wicket was the best wicket of the 3 games. So the balls was in our area and we just capitalized on it, and we got their cricket and we're looking to. We had some good plans. I think we executed well in all 3 games in the bowling department. We just let ourselves down a bit in the fielding department. I think we dropped too many catches, and that's something that could really hurt us in other situations. But I thought that the bowlers were spot on with the plans and the execution throughout the series, so I just want to congratulate them on that. We just tend to keep it inside. We don't really listen to the outside noise. I know people may criticize and have a lot to say, but we just try to just block that out and just concentrate on the cricket at hand and just try to come up with the best plans and go out there and execute them. Everyone will want to say stuff, but that's not really for us to take on.
Louis Kamar heads into the final weekend of the inaugural Vitz Cup B class season knowing he must deliver a flawless performance to snatch the championship title. The driver currently sits 3rd in the standings, just 6 points adrift of the leader Bisram Rajaram. This sets the stage for a tense finale at the Guyana Motor Racing and Sports Club International meet this weekend. With 3 races remaining in the season, Kamar must score maximum points to overtake his rivals and seal the title in the championship's first year. The Vitz Cup provides one of the tightest contests in the race weekend schedule, promising high drama as the drivers battle for the top spot.
To start in the Vitz Cup and winning the title, right, it would be something as a great achievement for me. I mean, already it's a great achievement for me for getting this series going and seeing the amount of cars that come out, right? But to compete in something that you know you build, right? I mean, that's a special something for me, right? This is my 2nd championship fight. I went in my 4th year in go-kart. I was in a position to win the championship, but things went sour in the last race. I mean, I hope history don't repeat itself with me Sunday at South Dakota. But definitely I will be putting everything that I have on my team behind this car. We're just 6 points behind the lead. I mean, Sadesh, I've been racing for quite some time now. This is my rookie season, right? I mean, a lot of the guys left surprised that I was up there. The last race I had some solid performance. I mean, come Sunday, it is going to be tough. I mean, I need to secure at least 2 victories or even 3 outright victories in order to claim this championship and look for other competitors. Maybe they have some bad finishes and so. But it's going to be a tough one. The first goal is to finish in the top 3, but I mean, everybody want to win. So my first goal will be to finish in the top 3, and then we see how we stand in the day and if maybe we could push for victory. One of the things is that we are running a 200 tread wear tire, and this recommendation came from the senior drivers, people like Sean Sijatan and Stephen Abraga, very successful drivers, and they were like, you guys need to change the tread wear, the tire. So we went to our 300 tread wear, and that we think is going to really bunch the entire pack up now because the cars are like 5 to 6 seconds slower, right? I mean, the average lap time that you might see on the day there is probably 138, 139, right? Maybe we might even be in the 140s, but what it did now is that we were running 2 group A and B because of the time difference and so. But now it's actually going to compress everything into one, and even to the new drivers will be just probably a second half of the seasoned drivers. So I think the tire change now really slowed the cars down and what it was really intended for.
The People's Youth Organization has officially unveiled the H. Rambali and Advanced Construction Solutions Tapeball Cricket Tournament, set to become Region 2's most anticipated cricketing event of the year. The competition, featuring 20 teams from across the region, was launched on Thursday at the Affian's No. 1 ground, a recently upgraded venue equipped with floodlights through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Scheduled to run from November 6 to 9, the tournament boasts a significant prize pot. The eventual winners will receive $1 million and the runner-ups will receive $500,000. All matches will be streamed live on FL Sport. Tournament organizer Azizi Christiani, head of the PYO Sports Committee, promised the high-quality spectacle. And with that, we've come to the end of this newscast. On behalf of the news and technical teams, I'm Kurt Campbell saying thank you.